Hello, hello. Welcome to TABATA. I'm going to share my screen for a few moments here. Alrighty. We got 12 o'clock on the dot. Leave this up for a minute or so before we get started today. All body weight class today, no extra materials needed. Just you and the space about the size of a yoga mat. All right. Before we do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and post the link to the Spotify playlist in the chat. You're joining from YouTube. You can always find this in the description of the video, or you can go to our Spotify page, BC Fitwell, and it has all of our virtual class playlists on there by date and title of the class. All right, so my name is Petey. Again, welcome to TABATA. This class is about 45 minutes long. Each TABATA is 8 rounds of 30 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. In this class, we do 4 TABATAs. Today, we're going to focus on one TABATA that will repeat for 4 times total. We've got a variety of different exercises. We're moving in a bunch of different planes. We're going to hit cardio. We're going to hit strength. We're going to hit mobility. It's going to be a good time. So before we get started with our warm-up, I'm going to go ahead and start my Spotify playlist. If you are following along, we're getting that started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go for it. All right. So starting with our warm-up today. Like I said, we are moving in a bunch of different directions today, so we want to make sure we warm up in the same way. I want to start with a hip flexor stretch, going down on one knee, leaning forward into the stretch. Chest is nice and proud. Should feel a little bit of a stretch in the quad, maybe underneath the leg here, deep into the hips. Start to think about your breathing and your posture. So breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Switch legs, leaning forward into the stretch. And then I'm squeezing in between my shoulder blades, keeping my chest nice and proud. All right, whenever you're ready, coming up to a standing position, we're gonna start with a couple of dynamic stretches. So taking the knee up to the chest, hold for just a second, and then switch. So we're turning on our balance a little bit here too, stretching out the hamstring and glute. It's okay if you feel a little bit wobbly as that balance turns on. I'm still trying to keep my chest nice and proud, shoulders packed back and down. All right, going the opposite way now. So taking heel to hip, hold for a second, and then switch. Stretching out the quads here. They function as a part of your hip flexors. It's important to try and keep the chest up as we do this. All right, moving a little bit more actively into the hip flexors with some open the gates. So taking the knee from the inside to the outside, take a couple steps in between and then switch. So I want to take my knee up above hip height so I can really engage my hip flexors and work my full range of motion. All right, we're going the other way now. So taking the knee from the outside to the inside. So I'm working some external and internal rotators here. There we go. Awesome, awesome. Chest stays proud. One more. All right, warming up the back of the legs a little bit more, posterior chain with some RDLs. So one leg plants on the ground, the other leg extends back. We keep the back nice and flat. Only go down as far as your hamstring will let you. So for me, that's my hands a little bit below my knee. Again, it's okay if you're a little bit wobbly. We're turning on our balance here. Pull that belly button to spine, keeping the back nice and flat, core is tight. Maybe find a spot on the floor to focus on. I would encourage you not to look straight down at your feet, but instead a little bit in front of you on the ground, 6 to 10 feet. All right, moving up the body, we've got some torso twists. I want the majority of rotation happening in your upper back, your thoracic spine. Loosening up top there. All right, take the hands, clasp them together, turn them inside out, take them over the head, go to the right for a breath, and then to the left for a breath. We're going back and forth here. Now, I'm a little bit rounded forward, so I can make sure when I'm moving to not dump into my lower back. So I'm just trying to get a stretch in the lats without putting any stress on the lumbar spine. All right, shaking the arms out. All right, going into some arm circles. Last thing we're gonna do to warm up. I'm starting backwards today with some nice small circles. Building heat in the rotator cuff between the shoulder blades. If you're squeezing your fist, it goes all the way down the arm. Let's go medium circles now, increasing that range of motion. And nice big circles, full range of motion here. Getting a stretch across the chest. You may feel it under the armpit. All right, reversing direction. I'm going forwards down with my nice big circles. Full range of motion, stretching out the shoulders. Glenohumeral joint, scapulothoracic joint, all kinds of good stuff. Medium circles now. And nice small circles to finish it out, build some heat. All right, shaking the arms, shaking the legs. Let's do this. If you have anything that's feeling particularly tight or sore, feel free to continue to stretch and move around while I show you our 8 exercises for today. All right, exercise number 1, we're working laterally with the Heisman Step. 2 ways to do this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm kind of jumping here, 3 steps to the side, and I'm pulling the inside knee in on each side just to hold it for a second, activate my core. You can do this without the impact. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm still moving laterally, involving my arms, still pulling the knee in and pausing. 2 different ways to do that. Exercise number 2, we've got the power burpee. A little bit different than your regular burpee. For the power burpee, we're not actually going to come up to the top. We're going to go from a plank position, jumping back, to a squat, lifting my chest up, and then going back down into that squat position. So from the side view, we're really focusing on pulling our hips down, keeping the chest up, staying under some tension here. Walking option, step the feet back, step the feet in, take the chest up, and then go back. The power burpee, my quads are already burning. Exercise number 3, this is a new exercise coming at you. We're gonna work a rotational squat. So the way you get into this, we're gonna work one side at a time, take the knee up, rotate out wide, so now I'm on a diagonal, and now I'm gonna sink into my back leg here. So my knee is staying even with or behind my toe, driving through my heel or my midfoot, and I'm returning back to the top. So we'll hit the right leg one round, and then we'll open up for the left leg for the next round. I'm gonna try and keep my chest nice and proud. It may not feel like you can get very deep at first, but that's okay. We're doing this TABATA 4 times through, so you're gonna feel better as you go. All right. Exercise number 5, we have a square shuffle. Make a little imaginary square on the ground. We're going forwards, to the side, backwards, to the side. We're gonna switch directions to make sure we're staying nice and even. Now, non-impact, you're marching this. side step, march it back, side step. Plenty of options. Do what you feel today in your body. All right, exercise number 6, we have a push-up series. You can do these on your knees, your toes, or with knees under hips. We're gonna go from narrow grip, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows in tight, mid grip, hands just outside the shoulders, elbows going back and down, and then a wide grip. We're really gonna challenge our chest here. So, narrow, take a hand step out, mid, another out, wide. Very important that we keep our hands slightly below shoulder level so that our elbows can kind of diagonally back and down. So narrow, mid, wide. You saw the knee option. We also have knees under hips, and you can rock this out on your toes. Again, whatever you are feeling in your body today. All right, exercise number 7, we have the bear squat. This is another mobility builder. We're gonna start in a plank position with your feet out nice and wide. Now I'm gonna use my upper body to drive my hips down towards my heels into a squat position. So if I were to stand up, it'd kind of be like I'm squatting facing a wall. So that bear squat position. Now, if you need an option, put the knees down, work on the stretch, take the knees back up, and then launch back into a plank. All right, our last exercise is plank to bear. So it looks like this. In a plank position, walking feet in, hovering the knees, but we're keeping them right under the hips, and then taking it back out. Walk it in, take it out. Option is to put the knees down when you walk it in, and then walk it back out. All right, those are our 8 exercises for Tabata today. We've got this Tabata 4 times through. We're gonna get some really good practice. So, let's do this. Make sure you got some good space. We're gonna start with our Heisman Step. I'm gonna get our timer rocking and rolling. All right. In 10 seconds, we start Tabata number 1 with our Heisman Step. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. So it's a little side shuffle, holding the knee up in the middle. Again, non-impact option, step it out. Either way, we're using our arms to keep going with this movement. Core is engaged to bring that knee in for a quick pause. 7 seconds to go. Good stuff. 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Take that rest. Next up, we have our power burpee. So remember, no push-up at the bottom, and we're not standing up. We're staying loaded in a squat. Going in 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Hands down, jump it back, jump it into a squat, chest up. Take the first couple of these, nice and slow, until you get the hang of it. I really want you to sit into your heels with that squat. Take the chest up. Walking option right here. Still coming out wide into the squat. Bringing the chest up. Make sure you're putting your hands under the shoulders. Woo, and breathe. Time. Take that rest. Exercise number 3. We're gonna move into our rotational squats next. First leg, we're only working one leg at a time. So pick which leg you're going to work first. Whew, words are hard today. In 3 seconds, we're rolling. Take the knee up, rotate out. We're on a diagonal, go for it. Sitting the hip back and down over that back foot. So I'm feeling a little bit of stretch in the front leg here. Whew. I'm engaging my glute, my quad, all kinds of things are working. We got 10 seconds. Remember, keep this knee level with or behind the toe. 3, 2, 1. Take it in. A little shake in the legs. Next round, other leg. Again, this is a brand new movement, the rotational squat. So give yourself some time to get into it. That's why we're doing this Tabata 4 times today. 5 seconds, we're going for our other leg. So knee up, Rotate out, diagonal stance, go for it. Sitting the hip back and down. We're working the transverse plane of motion for this movement. Keep that chest nice and proud. We're driving through the heel or the midfoot of this back foot here. Don't sit in your toe. Good stuff, good stuff. Keep breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth if you can. And time. Shake those legs out. Next up, we have our square shuffle. A little bit of footwork today, whether you are shuffling or marching, either way. I want to make sure you're pumping the arms and working on that square. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Couple steps forward, side shuffle, couple steps back, side shuffle. Now, I recommend alternating which direction you're moving each time, just so you can make sure you're nice and balanced. See, even if you're only taking a couple steps in each direction, that's okay. We're making this work for small spaces. Remember, marching option right here. Still doing the same work without the impact. And time, take that rest. Next up, we're coming down to the ground for our push-up series. So remember, narrow, mid, wide. We're hitting 3 parts of the upper body. Going in 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Elbows in nice and tight. Step it out. This is your mid push-up. Step it out one more for the wide push-up. You should feel the work change from the tricep, moving into the chest, moving out wide in the chest here. So we got back of the arm to middle of the chest to wide chest. Knees under hip option right here. We want all the muscles of our upper body to be engaged. And time, take that rest. Next up, we have our bear squats. Going from that plank position, pushing back into the squat. If this movement is too much, that's okay. I want you to work on this stretch right here, the frog stretch. My heels are in line with my hip. This is gonna bring me the same hip mobility that the bear squat will. If you're going for the bear squat, let's do it. Feet out wide. Use the upper body to push the hips back and down towards the heels. Brace the core so we protect the lower back. Good stuff, good stuff. Keep breathing, keep moving. Keep that back nice and flat. Core is engaged. Again, option to just hang out here in the frog stretch. Really develop that hip flexor mobility. And time. Take that rest. Last exercise, we have our plank to bear. So we're walking the feet in underneath the hips and then walking them back out to a plank position. The slower you do this move, the more it's going to work. 2, 1, let's do it. Taking the knees in, we're keeping the hips and shoulders still and square to the ground. Knees are hovering above the ground. Now your option is to put the knees down into a tabletop position and then come back into plank. I still want you to keep your hips and shoulders still and stable. Stay with it, keep breathing. And time. Take that rest. Tabata number 1 is already done. We have a minute and a half to breathe here. Grab water if you got it. Nice sips of water. We don't want to chug the water. That's a great way to get a cramp, which is 0% fun in a Tabata setting. Now, we're getting a lot of mobility today, particularly hip mobility. So shaking out the legs in between Tabatas is a good idea. You don't want to sit down and get cold. You want to stay up, keep moving around, stay nice and active. Maybe a couple open the gate, close the gate, just to make sure those muscles are staying engaged. Let that breath come back to you. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're really spiking our cardio at the very beginning, once again in the middle. So it should feel like the heart rate's coming back down by the end of the TABATA. But we want to take this rest period to really make sure we get some recovery heart rate before we spike it back up. Okay, team. We got about 20 seconds left in our rest. We're starting TABATA number 2 with the Heisman Step. I'm actually going to do this. Just put that forward. Yeah. All right. Ten seconds. We're starting with the Heisman. It's the 3 steps and the knee hold. Going in. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. 3 steps and hold. Using the arms. Bringing the knee in, kind of across the body. Feel the core engage when it pulls the knee in. Marching option here. When you got shin splints, neighbors below you, or you just don't feel like doing high impact today, I got you. Use this option. 6 seconds to go. Keep moving, keep moving. 3, 2, 1. Time. Take that rest. Next up, the power burpee. I can't decide whether I like this burpee more or the true push up and jump at the top burpee. This was definitely a focused challenge in the lower body. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Hands to the ground. Jump back. Jump in. Hips down, chest up. Jump back. Jump in. As you get comfortable, you can pick up the speed here. Keep the core engaged. Keep breathing. Walking option here. Walk it back. Walk it in. Now, if you're going to take a second to stand up, shake the legs, and then go back down, I'm cool with it. Do what you got to do. Keep breathing. Time. Take that rest. Next up, we have a rotational squat. So remember which leg you worked first. That's where we're going next. 4 seconds to go. Go ahead and take that knee up. Open it up on a diagonal and go for it. Sinking the hips back and down. Similar to our lateral lunge. Except we were working on the transverse plane here instead of the frontal plane. All things are good. Forward and backward lunges are awesome. Lateral lunges are awesome. Rotational squats are awesome too. 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Time. 20 seconds to rest. Shake the legs out. It's a different challenge for the quad. Keep breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Going in 3 seconds. Take the other knee up. Rotate out. On a diagonal, go for it. Sinking hips back and down over the back foot. Might feel a little stretch of the hamstring in the front leg, and that's okay. We're building mobility there too. Good stuff, good stuff. Staying with it. Sink that hip back and down, even if you don't feel like you're going very deep. Try to keep the chest as proud as you can. And time. Shake the legs out. Good stuff, good stuff. Next up, we have our square shuffle. So I'm going to go around my yoga mat this time just so you can see what that looks like in space. So really only need the space of the yoga mat here. Ready? Go. Shuffle it up. Shuffle it sideways. Back pedal. Shuffle to the other side. Switch directions. So don't need a lot of space. Just a couple of steps each way. Oh, what way was it going? There we go. It's okay if you don't alternate every time. We just want to switch it up occasionally. Here we go. Marching option right here. Side step with the marches. Back pedal. And time. 20 seconds to rest. Next up, we have our push-up series. Coming down to the ground. Knees, toes, or knees under hips here. So remember, we're going narrow, mid, wide push-up. Go for it. Narrow, tricep focus. Mid, tapping into the chest. Wide, out nice and wide on the pectorals. Keep breathing, keep moving. Keep that core engaged. Pulling the belly button to the spine, connecting the rib cage to the pelvis. Woo! That wide push-ups challenge. Knees and hip option right here. And time. Take that rest. Next up is our bear squat or the frog stretch. Again, if you want to sit in the frog stretch, make sure your heels are even with your hips and sink as low as you can here. To activate hip flexors, you can push your hips back towards your heels. All right, bear squat. If you're with me, let's go. So I'm using my upper body to aid my mobility here. I'm actively pushing back with my arms, squeezing in between my shoulder blades, making sure my knees go out wide. This is a sneaky arm move and a sneaky core move. Keep breathing, keep moving. Time. Woo! Goodness gracious. Next up, we've got the plank to bear walk. The trick with mobility exercises is they sneak up on you. You're gonna start to really feel them here. All right, go for it. Plank position, pulling the knees in. They should hover a couple inches off the ground, right below the hip. Flat back, core is braced. I really want you to make sure that you're not doing one of these. If anything, we almost want a little curve in the back to make sure that you're protecting it and not hyperextending that lower back. Option is to go from a plank to a tabletop with knees down on the ground. And time. Take that rest. You are through TABATA number 2. Good stuff, good stuff. A minute and a half to rest here. Now, I'm starting to feel some fatigue and some work in the hip flexors, in the quads, a little bit in hamstring, and in my shoulders. That's where I'm really feeling it right now. If I put my arms up, oh yeah, under the armpits a little bit too. We're really challenging our mobility here. We're challenging our total body muscular connection. Grab some sips of water, keep moving around. We're halfway through. We got this TABATA 2 more times. We've got about 40 more seconds of the rest. Do what you gotta do to get ready for this next set. Starting with our Heisman Step. All right. 10 seconds. We go for that Heisman Step. TABATA number 3. No surprises here. You know what it is. 3, 2, 1. Heisman. 1, 2, 3. Pulling the knee in. We're racing the core. Bringing that heart rate up. Moving laterally. We're increasing our functionality. Whether you are marching or adding a little pace to it. Whew. Outside of my legs, we're starting to wake up. You got this. 8 seconds. Keep breathing. Keep moving. 3, 2, 1. Time. Take that rest. Okay. The power burpee next. Sitting into that squat nice and low. If this is starting to feel uncomfortable, you can go back to a full burpee. Jump in, jump up. Ready, set, go for it. Jump back, jump in, chest up. Knees out wide. Let the hips come down towards the heels. Walking option here. Keep that core engaged. Good stuff, good stuff. Now I want to keep my neck up, so I'm looking in between my hands at the bottom here. Almost there, almost there. Time. Woo! Shake out the legs. Good work. Next up, coming into our rotational squat. Starting with whatever leg you started with in our first two Tabatas. Going in 3, 2, knee up, open it up on the diagonal. Go for it. Sinking that hip back and down. Chest stays nice and proud. Oh, the fatigue in the legs. We're feeling it. We're here for it. We know we're working. Keep breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back in. Shake the legs. We got the next side up next. Going in 6 seconds here. 3 seconds. Go ahead and take that knee up. Rotate it out on the diagonal. Go for it. Now, do whatever you need to do with your hands to help you keep your chest up. I like to keep my hands kind of in front of me because it helps me keep my chest up. Whatever you gotta do. Keep breathing. If this is starting to get uncomfortable, come back to your regular squat. 5 seconds. And time. Take that rest. All right. Next up, we have our square shuffle. Whatever space you have, use it. Going in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's roll. Couple steps forward, side shuffle, back pedal to the other side. Using the arms to help you out. Now, I still want you to keep the core braced and posture up. Let's check it out. Side view here. I'm still keeping my chest up and proud, so I don't want to let my upper body droop because I'm focused on the lower body. Still want to stay nice and engaged, whether I'm marching or running. Chest stays proud. And time, take that rest. Next up, we have our push-up series. 3 exercises away from a break here, team. You've got this. All right, go for it. All right, push-up series. Narrow, take it out. Mid, take it out. Wide. Now, I'm only going about a hand's width out each time I make an adjustment. Whew. Keep breathing. Keep moving. Nice job, nice job. Knees, toes, or knees under hips. All options are good. And time. Take that rest, 20 seconds to breathe. Next up, our bear squat or our frog stretch, whatever feels best for you. When we sit up here, we want to make sure our hands are under shoulders. All right, feet out wide, let's go for it. Using the upper body to push the hips back and down towards the heels. Opening up our hips so we can get a little bit more functional than our regular squat. Whew, I'm feeling it in the shoulders. I'm feeling it in the serratus anterior, under the armpit. An upper body move in disguise. And time. Whew. Big rest here. We got one more move in this Tabata. It's our plank to bear or tabletop, whatever option you feel it. All right, team, go for it. Plank position, walking the feet in. Knees are coming right under the hips. Now, I'm pulling my belly button into my spine, and I'm pretending that there's a string that's kind of connecting the bottom of my rib cage to the top of my pelvis to keep my core engaged and protect my lower back. Keep breathing. And time. Woo! Take that rest, a minute and a half rest here. All right, so we've completed 3 Tabatas so far. We're coming up on our last Tabata, Tabata number 4. You should be starting to feel some fatigue at this point, especially because we're really challenging some new mobility today. It's okay to take these exercises a little bit slower in the last round. You're still gonna get good work and you're gonna cement that mobility. Now, if you wanna rock it out and challenge yourself and try to go faster in the last round than you have the previous 3, I'm here for it. Setting up here for my Heisman Step, last Tabata we've got today. Got about 20 seconds left in our rest. Take a sips of water if you need it. All right, in 10 seconds, we're starting Tabata number 4. Heisman Step first. 3, 2, 1, let's rock and roll. 1, 2, 3. Each time you do an exercise, it'll be the last time you're gonna do it. Work hard, work strong. Marching option here. Take what you need, listen to your body. You're here and you're moving around, and that is a success. Whatever you do after that is extra. 3 seconds, 2, 1, time. 20 seconds to rest here. Done with the Heisman. Next up, our power burpees. Won't it be awesome to be through with these? Woo! All right, 6 seconds. Going for that power burpee. 2, 1, let's hit it. Hands down, jump back, jump into that squat. Chest is up. Brace the core. Lands with full foot on the ground. Walking option here. We're staying engaged. Some time under tension. We love to see it. Awesome work, awesome work. Hey, hamstrings. Woo! Time. Okay, shaking the legs out. Done with the burpee. Give yourself a pat on the back. Next up, we have our rotational squats. Finding your first leg again. Going in 3 seconds. Take that knee up. Open it up on the diagonal. Sink the hip back and down. Chest stays proud. Make sure that knee doesn't sneak out in front of the toe. Last round, focus on the quality here. Keep breathing. Keep the chest lifted. If you've got something written on your shirt, I want to be able to read it. 3, 2, 1. Take it in, shake it out. One more rotational squat round. The other leg. Let's finish it out so we're nice and balanced. 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee, open, diagonal, sit. There you go, hips going back and down. We got this. I know you're tired. I know you're shaky. I'm tired and I'm shaky, but we're gonna get through this together. Stay with it, keep breathing. Drive through that heel, you got this. And time, bringing the leg in, shaking it out. Done with the rotational squats. Let's hit our last cardio round right here with our square shuffle. Going in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hit it, run it up. Side shuffle, run it back. Side shuffle, switch it up. Keep that chest proud, keep breathing. You're moving the arms as well as the legs. Awesome work, 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done with cardio. Woohoo! Coming down to the ground. We got 3 exercises to finish out our Tabata. Woo! Oh, it's not over my mat there. That would have been tragic. Push-up series next. 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Now, I think I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to try and do 1 series on my toes. Here we go. Narrow. Mid. Wide. Okay, that's enough of the toes. Check out knees under hips right here. Woo! Stay with it, stay with it. Elbows in, elbows back and down, elbows down. And time. Woo! 20 seconds to rest. Shake the arms out. You are done with push-ups. Bear squat is next. 2 rounds to go, Tabata team. Going in 6, 3, 2, 1. Hit it! Sink the hips back, drive forward. Hips back, and drive forward. I'm spreading all my weight out from my palms to my fingertips. Keeping the knees out wide, in line with the toes. Keeping my back and core flat and embraced. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, 20 seconds to rest. We're coming up on our last exercise, plank to bear. 10 seconds. Going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank position. Take it in. Now, if this is too much, hang out right here for the last round. Other option, put the knees on the ground when you take the legs in. Awesome, awesome. Finishing it strong, our last round here. Breathe and brace your core. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Awesome. Come down into a child's pose. Hips down towards heels, which should feel a little easier. Your hip flexors are nice and open. You've awakened some new mobility today. That's good stuff. Walk your hands over to the right, sink it to the left hip. You should feel the stretch down the left lat, underneath the armpit, maybe the tricep of the left arm. And walking hands to the other side. All right, coming into a seated position here. Hamstring stretch. 1 leg in, 1 leg out, reach towards that toe. Now, while we're here for this stretch, I want you to take a moment to be grateful about one thing your body did today. Your body's done all kinds of awesome stuff, but I want you to focus on one. For me, it was my 1 toe push-up challenge. I'm proud of that. I got 1% better today. That's all it takes. Small habits, small improvements, small actions. They pile up faster than you think. All right. Stretching out glute, hamstring, a little bit in the back. Little spinal twist here. Either hug the leg in or you can take a twist. And the other side now. Knee up and over, taking a twist. All right, coming up to a standing position. Stretching out the side body here before we break for the day. Take the right leg over the left leg. Right arm goes up and over the side of the body. Woo! Feel that nice release. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Very important that you continue to treat your body well today. You need rest. You need lots of water. You need good carbs, good proteins, good fats, good fuel. Your body deserves it. You deserve it. All right. Big breath in, arms up. And release. Let it swing down. Awesome stuff. Head circle one way and the other way. Whew. Thank you so much for joining me today for TABATA. My name is Petey, coming at you from BC Campus Recreation. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, requests, anything like that, feel free to shoot me an email at petersrx@bc.edu. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time for TABATA. Bye.